When you've done your recording and you've imported them items into Reaper, you might get something like this. And because the volume levels are not very big, it's sort of impossible to work with anything like that. So what I normally do is normalize to -3 dB. So let me do that first. I'm going to highlight everything, and then I'm going to go to item and then item properties, normalize. I've got it to -3, but you can have it how you like, and press OK. So we can see that the audio is not at the same volume. It's been recorded with peaks, which will mess up your mixing process, because these peaks here will jump out, and the compressor, when you have one on, will be reading this but not affecting this, or if it's affecting this, this will be too much. Yeah, so the balance in the mix is not going to be there when you play everything together. What I try and look for is something like the bottom line here, this one here, because it's all roughly the same volume. There's no highs or lows, and this would sit well in the mix. So this is what I'm after when I mix my tracks. Let me delete this for now. So I'm going to look at these four, and I've found a way. It's probably not the best way, because what I used to do is go in, make sure this is not engaged, and I used to go in and split the items like this. I mean, I used to go in fine and get it right to, and I used to go in like this and yeah, split everything up. But I found a faster way of doing all this, and in my opinion a better way. So let me undo all of that. And so let's just look at this track here. So I highlight it. The next thing I do is I press D on my keyboard, and it brings up the dynamic split. And as you can see, it's already marked where it's going to split the item. I've probably done it far too much. I probably wouldn't need all those splits done. And as I've just set it at maximum, and it's going to split except this area where it considers that there's no audio or no sound. But we'll look at that later on. So I've done it to maximum splits. I press split, and it's split all the items up. What I do next is I go to items, item properties, normalize -3, and therefore it's all at the same volume, which is what I'm looking for in my mix. The very highs and the very lows have been leveled out. Now here is a bit of a problem, so if I zoom in you can see that it's splitting not exactly the way I want it, but that doesn't matter because I can go in like before, go right the way in and just split the item manually, go all the way out, and here I can just move that section a little bit, just a bit over. and then I can double click on here, normalize this section, -3, maybe do this once more because I've altered it. If I move out again, so there we have the full file, which is -3 dB at its peak. So there still is peaks and troughs, but everything has been normalized to -3. Now you can do this multiple times, so you highlight everything and then you press D again. It'll take its time to go through. You see it's moving. As I say, it's probably far too many splits than what's needed. And then I just split it. Now if you zoom in on a split, you will see, let me try this one. You will see that there's no fade in or fade out. It's just a straight split. So you're not going to have any reduction in volume as it passes over. It's a straight split. So the audio hasn't been changed, it's just been cut up. So let me zoom out and let's highlight the whole thing again. So we have our splits, and then we're gonna again go up to item properties, normalize again everything again to -3. Let's do its thing. Come out, and so everything again is shown to be -3 dB. Now what you can do now is, so I've just highlighted this track and I go right click, go down to glue items. Let's do its thing, and so we can see there that it's, you know, it's not just a flat line. There is peaks and troughs. Let's do it with this one. Glue items. Because sometimes you have to check just to see that it's, now here it looks okay at the top but not okay at the bottom, that because there's more volume in the bass registers down here. Now if you want, you could go in and split it manually and then do each item in its own way, but I you know, I'm quite happy with, maybe this one you could check, but I think it's alright really. Yeah, it hasn't changed. So let's undo that again. It's all one piece. Let's do this one. Double click, glue items. Final one. Now because in your folder the original items and the glued items are all in together, and ideally you just want to save the glued items, the process items. So these are all, you can save these as stems, but I'm gonna just save the project, and so go to File, Save Project As. This is the folder it's originally in, but I'm going to make a new folder. I'm going to call it Stems. And then it doesn't matter about the title for now, but have this not copy but move all media into project directory. So it's going to move only these glued items into the new folder. And so that's it. So all the new items, this is in a sense a new project now. And when you want to render, you can go to File, Render, and you can choose Selected Tracks. And I always have time selection on. And then you choose the folder that you've created and do your settings. I always have them on 48. So I just wanted to show you how to level your tracks in a quick way so everything is sort of balanced for your mix, because having a dry mix is very important before effects to get the levels right, and therefore it'll sit better in the mastering.